Hello Reapers, and welcome to one of the coolest theory videos I think we will ever see on the channel. I told you guys it would not be long until we had another theory video, and here we are. We are going to be covering something pretty game changing. So I'm very excited to hop into this and explain to you guys my theory, and there are a lot of main points I'm going to be making and stitching them all together to have the final conclusion at the end of the video. So today we're going to be talking about the Infinite Bloom back bling. So this Infinite Bloom back bling is pretty weird. So it's reactive. At nighttime it actually changes. It opens up at nighttime. It opens up all the way and it kind of lays flat on your back. Now, this is really cool, and I think it's a very unique reactive feature, and this actually may foreshadow what our live event may be. Now, you may be saying, Reaper, a reactive style probably doesn't foreshadow anything, and in this case, you're wrong. Not to put that harshly or anything, but you're wrong. This is the theory. This Infinite Bloom back bling will open up at nighttime during the event and birth us a new 0 point. Now I'm going to give you guys all of the evidence to back this up. So the first piece of evidence I have is the new Blossom styles that we obtained in this past update, 13.20. We got a Blossom style for Bushranger. Now, this is pretty out of the ordinary, as Bushranger was released a little bit ago, and there's nothing really too special about him. There wasn't any need for a Blossom style, and it didn't really need any extra pop. But when they released this style, nobody really thought of anything, but Razzle on Twitter thought ahead and actually came up with a pretty good idea. This Blossom style that Bushranger has could totally relate to the Infinite Bloom back bling that will grow a new 0 point inside of it. I think this Blossom style perfectly matches up with the Blossom themed hints that we're going to be getting in this video. I'm going to be covering all of them, so stick to the very end. This is going to be insane. So we have the Blossom style, and the only thing that really relates is the name Blossom and how completely random it is. But we also have some crazy hints that take place on the Infinite Bloom back bling itself. So if you read the description, from everywhere and for always. Now, this description right alone actually gives us a ton of information. Back in Season X, the end event took place and actually killed our 0 point. It's dead now, guys. It's dead. Or so we thought. This description right here actually tells us that the 0 point lived. From everywhere and for always. This tells us that the 0 point will always live on. It will never just die. The 0 point is Fortnite. Now, that right there can tell us that the 0 point is for always and will always find a new way to rebirth. The 0 point seems to have found a new way to bring itself to our Fortnite island. This time, instead of digging under a giant lake, we're actually going to be finding a flower that will blossom and give us a new 0 point inside of it. Now, if you look very, very closely, you can see some very similar effects on the back of the back bling to a rift and to the energy that came out of the orb back in Season X. This orb had tons of reddish, greenish, lined light coming out of it, and this back bling is emitting tons of that, and I mean tons of it. Like, look at this right here. If that doesn't tell us that the 0 point is growing inside of it, then I don't know what will. Actually, I do know what. Number 3 is the Rift Shards. These Rift Shards are very classic to Fortnite and its Nexus. Rift Shards are on Rifts, it's been on the Orb, it's been around since Season 4. These little Rift Shards could also foreshadow the 0 point growing inside of the Infinite Bloom back bling. All of these points that I have pointed out have showed us and proved to us that the 0 point could very well be growing inside of this flower. Now, at nighttime, it opens up, and you may ask, okay, what's so special about it opening up at nighttime? What I think is so special about that opening up at nighttime is that gives us the specific time of day that this event will take place. My very, very, very last point is the fact that this flower is indeed cracked. This could tell us that the 0 point has found a way to come back after being harmed and cracked multiple times by the robot and by the 7. This cracked flower that's also blue and has rift shards and rift energy and the 0 point orb nexus effects coming out of it can show us that this flower could very well be the 0 point. The 0 point could be growing inside of it with that strange light that we see emitting from the very middle, or this could just very well be the 0 point in its new form. Instead of having a massive orb on the island, we may just have a flower. I think it'd be kind of cool if we had a flower. Now, I'm gonna loop us all the way back to our Siona theory video. The Siona theory included a lot of interesting theories connecting our Chapter 2 timeline to our Chapter 1 timeline. In that video, I discussed how our Chapter 2 timeline could be following our Chapter 1 timeline very closely, but always slightly different. In this new timeline, this could totally back up the fact that we are following very closely to what happened in those seasons so long ago. This time, instead of having an orb, we're going to have a flower. This flower can be the 0 point. This flower is the 0 point. How this flower will appear on the map, I don't know, but eventually, I think we will be seeing this flower in action. I don't think that this is just a random flower put into the battle pass to look cool. I feel like this is definitely hinting at something, and this flower is really being overlooked by a lot of people, and I really genuinely cannot wait to see where this flower takes us. So yeah guys, that's the theory, and I think this is pretty crazy, and I'm very happy that this time I was actually able to back up most of the theory with evidence from the past and from past videos. I'm very, very, very hyped to see where this flower blooms from and where it comes from and what's going to happen with it. I think it really may have something to do with the massive whirlpool we have on the top left of the island. Before we end the video though guys, we have some very crazy news. My supporter creator code, TLL_TheReaper, actually works guys. That is right. My creator code actually works, and I do have a supported creator code. So if you guys want to support me in the item shop, smash that in there. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. 223 of you guys already have it in there. Shout out to all of you guys, because I haven't even advertised it, and you guys are already on it. So thank you guys so much, and I'm very happy with how big the Reaper family is growing. I will be changing this code name soon. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'll say that in a future video when I can change it. And yeah, that's basically it guys. And that's my Blossom theory. That is the full Blossom theory. And I definitely think that this is possible. And like I said before, I will be doing theory videos more often. I actually have a pretty intense theory video that has a ton of information coming soon. It is really crazy. And most of this theory has come from Chaos Protogen on Twitter and I gotta say, it's pretty crazy, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Shout out to all of you guys who have my code in the item shop. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and till next time, keep it. You guys can finish it. Just kidding, keep it reaping.